in the upper 60s. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the possibility of some showers and thunderstorms Sunday and into Monday morning. Some of those could become strong or severe. Checking on the latest detailed forecast with the East Tennessee Weather app. That's a check of your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Mike Witcher from the East Tennessee Weather Center for AM 1380, FM 101.1, and FM 99.5 Wish.
Serving East Tennessee since 1960. W266 AM, W25.
Wildcats got to get something going. They've only had two base runners, the same guy, Mikey Teasley, a walk and a single. He was picked off and was stranded after the walk. Leading things off for Oak Ridge is Peyton Witter. Peyton is the designated hitter today for the shortstop Noah Wood. Peyton grounded out on a, well, actually it wasn't a ground. It was a really nice play in the hole. That the third baseman made a really nice play, Justin Smith did, to retire him back in the second inning as that ball is hit off the end of the bat and foul. Over towards the Oak Ridge dugout and past Richie Ferreira. And Peyton behind in the count, no balls and one strike. Nobody out, nobody aboard. Pitch, breaking pitch, a little bit inside. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cy's been in trouble in this ball game, but he's been able to wrangle out of it. That ball is hit well to right center field. That's going to roll to the fence. It's out of here! Home run! Home run! The ball got over the fence. A line drive shot. I thought it was going to hit the fence. It cleared it, and Oak Ridge is broken through here in the 5th inning. A right center field blast, and the Wildcats have the lead 1-0 here in the 5th inning. As that celebration takes place, and you got it, Blake. Good job. 1-0 Wildcats. That ball was hit a ton. When he first hit it, I thought he was just going to maybe one hop the fence, but it cleared it, and the Wildcats lead it 1-0. Good start, obviously, for the Wildcats. Peyton hit the ball well his first time. And as Richie foul tips the first pitch, 1-0 Wildcats. So only the second hit of the ball game. Peyton, like I said, has hit the ball well twice. That one went the distance, and that pitch is outside, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Blake, Peyton hit that one a ton.
Yeah, I was very surprised when that went out. It was very good ball. Very impressed with Peyton.
Richie fouls it back to the left side. He's behind in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Richie Ferreira, let's see what he did. He grounded out to second his first time. He'll be followed by Carson Fagan. That pitch is hit foul back to the screen. Peyton Witter with a home run to give Oak Ridge a 1-0 lead. Richie back in, deep in the box. 1-2 pitch. Outside. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kind of enjoyed our trip. I'm looking forward to the basketball tournament, the state tournament that the Wildcats are in tomorrow, and in the Elite Eight in the state. But, boy, the weather's so nice down here.
Yeah, it's going to be sad to leave this place. But
no more beach time. Maybe we can sneak away, drive back down here after the game tomorrow, and then probably not going to happen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Richie back in. Pitch to him. Cut on and missed. And Richie goes down. Let's see, for them, that is strikeout number 4 for him. And the batter now will be the second baseman, Carson Fagan. Carson was a strikeout victim back in the second inning for the third out in that inning. 1-0. The Wildcats have the lead. Squares to bunt, takes one up high. And the sophomores ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Fagan hits from the right side. The pitch to him, that's ball 2. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Cy Stevens, the pitcher, is on deck. Cy flew out to left field, his only plate appearance. 2-0 pitch to Carson on the inside corner. There's a called strike. And the count is 2-1. Big hit by Peyton Witter. I mean, nothing and really Wildcats had struggled against him. That ball is hit foul off to the right side. But Peyton got all of that as it hits the top of that batting shed to our right once again. But like Blake and I both said, when he first hit it, I thought it was going to be a hit, but I didn't think it'd clear the fence. I don't know what the dimensions are out in right center. Pitch, outside, ball 3 to Carson Fagan. Scoreboard says 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch, hit on the ground past the shortstop in the left field, and the Wildcats have a base runner. Carson Fagan. Let's see if we give him a hit on that one. They're going to give him a hit. Ball was a short hop of the shortstop. He tried to kind of olay it, and the ball was hit a little harder, I think, than he thought. The ball goes into left field, and Carson Fagan is a base runner. So the Wildcats have another base hit according to the scoreboard, the official scorekeeper. And the batter will be the pitcher, Cy Stevens. Cy will be followed by Cam Britton in the Wildcat lineup. Cy with great power for the Wildcats, hitting in the number 8 spot today. Been a little slow out of the gate. Ball is hit in the air right side, drifting into foul territory. The right fielder gives it a look, but just out of room. Can't make the play, and the count is 0-1. Much more comfortable here to watch this ball game in the shade compared to yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was brutal. Sun right in our eyes and getting a little sunburnt, too, from that.
Yeah, look at my nose.
Yeah, it's pretty red.
Look at all of him. He's very red. Redder than his shirt almost. Throw over to first, and back to the bag will go Carson Fagan. Mikey Teasley was picked off earlier in the ball game. He's got a pretty good move. Mike Sheehan watching our broadcast today. That pitch is a called strike to Cy, and the count is 0-2. Right-handed hitter. Carson takes his lead off of first. Big lead. 0-2 pitch to Cy. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wow. Well, allergies are terrible this time of year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carson Fagan at first. Pitch to Cy. There's a called strike, and he knew it. And he walks back to the dugout. And that is out number 2 in the inning. And then the number 9 hitter in the Wildcat lineup will be the junior Cam Britton. Wildcats haven't done a lot of running, uncharacteristic of Coach Free, as Cam steps in, right-handed hitter. Playing left field today is Cam. Pitch up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Warren East is on deck. Warren's been quiet today, couple of bats. He's 0 for 2. He's on deck, had 3 hits yesterday in the Wildcats' 2-0 win. Throw over to first, and Carson Fagan back to the bag with ease. Carson on a little infield hit past the shortstop to reach base. Staying put at first. The pitch hit on the ground. There's a base hit for Cam Britton, his second hit in the last 3 days. The Wildcats flip the order. Cam has a base hit, and he is 1 for 2 in the ball game. And here comes Warren East. So Wildcats getting a little bit more bat on the ball here in the 5th inning. As Warren East steps in, had a triple yesterday, scored the Wildcats' first run of the game, had a couple singles as well in the victory. And he bats here with 2 outs with runners at first and second. Big hole to hit in, right where he likes to hit it, between the shortstop and the third baseman. Trying to hold Fagan on at second. He retreats back to his shortstop position, and Warren hits the ball hard. Buzz the dugout of the White House Heritage Patriots, and the count is 0-1. Umpire requested a new baseball, and a couple of them pop out of the dugout. Warren back in, sophomore, hitting in the number 1 position for the Wildcats, has patrolled center field the last 2 seasons, this season, early season, and last year. He's got runners at first and second, 1 run in on the Peyton Witter home run. The pitch, breaking pitch, hit in the air. Foul territory, third baseman, the shortstop back. It's going to be the third baseman staggering, but making a nice play for out number 3. So the Wildcats do manage to get a few more base runners. They leave a couple stranded. The big blow, the home run by Peyton Witter. The Wildcats on top of White House, 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We appreciate Lynn Hart with Okie Sports Grill and Hart Construction Company for partially sponsoring our broadcast here today and this entire tournament from Alabama. We appreciate them. Wildcats on top 1-0. We'll be back to Fairhope in a moment. Welcome back once again to Fairhope, Alabama. First pitch from Cy Stevens. Hit foul. Mikey Teasley gives it a look, but unable to catch up with it. Left-handed hitter facing the left-handed throwing Cy Stevens. Number 9 hitter in their lineup. He hits the ball. Oh, what a play! What a play by Mikey Teasley to rob. Well, it might have been foul, but he just went diving, and hopefully we got that on camera.
I think I did, but it was pretty quick.
I mean, that was a great play by Mikey Teasley. A fantastic, laid out for it and made the grab. Wow. Big play there as Newton is retired. And that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And back to the top of the order we go once again. There's a called strike from Cy Stevens. What a play by Mikey Teasley. I mean, he laid out for it. I think it would have been a foul ball. Pitch is cut on a miss. And that's strike 2, and the count is 0-2. Well, that's hard. The ball was hit hard. I mean, I can't describe just what a great play it was. The ball is hit, foul, back our way, and out of play. And the count remains at 0-2. 1-0 Wildcats on the Peyton Witter home run. Cy Stevens has gone all the way. In fact, the Wildcats, with the exception of that first game, the Wildcats blew out that team 18-0. There's a pitch. Oh, boy. I guess a little low. Count is 1-2. Both pitchers have pitched extremely well today. Side of the plate, hit foul once again. Off the netting to the left side, and the count remains at 1-2 strikes. Wildcats will play 2 today, so we haven't really decided on our plan as of yet. 1-2 strikes, 1 out. We've got to head to Murfreesboro for the state tournament. 1-2 pitch, that's up high. 2 strikes. One out here in the 5th, bottom of the 5th. Caleb back in, he's the pitcher. Hit on the ground, shortstop side. Noah Wood fields it, throws, not in time. It's an infield single for their leadoff man. 1 out here in the 5th, and the batter will be Justin Smith. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. A couple of flyouts, 1 to center field, 1 to left field. Made a couple nice plays at third base as well for Whitehouse. Runner at first, the pitch. Called strike on the outer half of the plate, and the count is 0-1. 1 out here in the 5th in a 1-0 game. Heritage is out hit Oak Ridge 5-4. That pitch stays up high. And the count is even at 1-1. Sun being blocked a little bit by the clouds. 1 out was reported by Mikey Teasley on a great play at third base. Just a fantastic play by the junior third baseman. Runner at first for Whitehouse. Pitch, hit on the ground. First base side, they've got 1 at second, and the return throw eludes the first baseman, but Camden got the lead runner in a nice play. I mean, he fired it down to second in the return throw, so that gets the lead runner off the bags, and that is out number 2. Smith is on first base with a fielder's choice. Out number 2. And the batter, scheduled hitter, is Nolan Keithley. Nolan walked his first time back in the first inning, grounded out to second in the 3rd. 2 outs now. Good play by Cam. He went and got that lead runner at second. The throwback, not in time. Pitch, outside and low. Neither team willing to run much in this game. Oak Ridge didn't seem to have had as many base runners as Whitehouse. Pitch. Here's a throw down, and not in time. That time Parker saw the lead at first, and he fired it down to the bag, but easily back to the bag went Justin Smith. Right-hander back in, Nolan Keithley. Senior Cy Stevens checks the runner. Comes to the plate. Foul off to the right side and out of play. One ball, 2 strikes, 1-0 Wildcats on the Peyton Witter home run in the top of this inning. We're in the 5th. Whitehouse is out hit Oak Ridge 5-4. No errors have been charged. Pitch is hit on the ground. Nubbed off the end. Cy fields it and throws in. They say not in time. Bang, bang play there. And they've got runners at first and second. And in this ball game, the best hitter to this point comes to the plate in Cam Jackson. Cam is 2 for 2 in the ball game. They're going to get a courtesy runner out at second for Smith. They've got runners at first and second. Cy hasn't been able to slow this young man down. He is 2 for 2, as I mentioned, in the ball game with 2 singles. He's hit the ball hard both times. Coach Ball will signal in the play to the catcher, Parker Free. Cam Welch is the first baseman. Carson Fagan at second. Noah Wood at short. Mikey Teasley is the third baseman. Cam Britton in left. Warren East in center. And over in right field is Richie Ferreira. Cy Stevens has gone all the way. They gave him an error on that last play. The pitch. Oh, boy. Might have been below the knees, but it was on the inside half of the plate. The count is 1-0. Cy comes to the plate. Ball's ripped, and it's going to drop in for at least one. Warren got to it really quick, and here comes the throw in, and they have tied the ball game. That guy is 3 for 3 in the ball game. We have had no answer for him. RBI single for Cam Jackson. And however they elected to throw him has not worked today because he is 3 for 3, and we are tied at 1, and they've got runners on the corners. And another guy, Henshaw, steps in. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game. Toughest two guys in their lineup today. Potential go-ahead run, or the go-ahead run is at third. They've got a runner at first. 2 outs, though. Side trying to work out a trouble. That ball is hit foul and out of play. 1-1 our score as we play here in Fairhope, Alabama. We're in the 5th inning. Both teams breaking in on the scoreboard here this inning. Pitch, hit on the ground. Third base side, Mikey Teasley fields. Throws on the first in time to retire the side. But the Patriots of White House Heritage tie the ball game. We are tied 1-1 as we go to the 6th, and we'll be back to Fairhope in a moment. Welcome back once again to Fairhope High School here in Fairhope, Alabama, where the Wildcats and Patriots of White House Heritage are tied at 1-1 as we go to the 6th inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Wildcats. Parker Free, Mikey Teasley, Cam Welch, the scheduled 3, against the really fine work of the pitcher for the Patriots. And Parker will step in. Parker, let's see, is 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Flew out to center in the first inning. Grounded out to short in the 3rd inning. Leadoff man for the Wildcats. His dad, Travis Free, the head coach. He's standing in the third base coaching box down the left side. Pitch to Parker. A little high and outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. 1-1. Neither team, neither pitcher really gave up much at all. Wildcats were in a little bit more trouble than as that breaking pitch catches the corner. It's a nice one, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wildcats saw them get up several base runners in the first couple innings, but Cy was able to get out of it. And both teams finally broke through here in the 5th. We're in the top of the 6th now as Parker takes a strike, and the count is 1-2. Mikey's on deck for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge's only run, the home run by Peyton Witter. Here's a 2-strike pitch. That's outside. That's a ball. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. White House Heritage has out-hit the Wildcats 6-4. They say Oak Ridge has committed 1 error. I think they charged it to Cy on that little infield play as that pitch is cut on the miss. And Parker goes down swinging on the breaking pitch. And Parker's 0 for 3 in the ballgame. And the batter is Mikey Teasley. Mikey picked up the first base hit of the game for Oak Ridge. That happened in the 3rd inning. He's also walked in the game and made an exceptional play at third. Right-handed hitter in a 1-1 ball game in the 6th inning. Pitch to the plate is breaking pitch stays outside and low, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Wind's kind of died down a little bit. It was kind of blowing in when we first started. Pitch is hit in the air to left field and deep. Left fielder back, looking up, off the wall. Mikey has at least one. He's heading towards second. Nothing that left fielder can do. The ball just kept drifting and drifting and drifting. Hit about halfway up the wall in left field. The Wildcats have the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 out. And the Wildcats will watch them send the pitching coach or the coach out to talk with Caden. The Mikey's now 2 for 2 in the ball game with a walk. Let's see how long this conversation is. Mikey's going to trot over and talk to Coach Free over there on the third base side. The batter for Oak Ridge will be Cam Welch. Cam has a couple of ground outs to his credit, both to the second baseman. I don't know, Blake. I think Caleb we might need to call the Undertaker. What do you think?
Yeah, we might have to. He's looking pretty sick right now.
Every time I go to the beach with this guy, he gets sick. And hopefully he won't get us sick. He says it's allergies, though, and we'll go with that because there's a lot of pollen. My car was covered with yellow pollen. As Cam Welch steps to the mound, he's a left-hander. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. 2 ground outs to the second baseman, Camden Payne, for Heritage White House. Mikey takes his lead off of second. The pitch, breaking pitch in there for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Jeremiah Ball is the first base coach for the Wildcats. Travis Free down at third. 1 strike the count to Cam. See if Mikey makes a break towards third. He likes to do that as that pitch is way outside. That wouldn't have been the pitch to go on. They would have had him dead to rights. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cam bats from the left side. He's a big junior, playing first base today for the Wildcats. Pitched the opening game. Hits the ball in the left field. That's a base hit. Great job of hitting. Mikey gets the green light. Here comes the throw, not in time. And the Wildcats have the lead right back, 2-1. Nice job of hitting there by Cam Welch. He just hit it into left field, and the Wildcats lead it by a score of 2-1. Give an RBI to Cam Welch. That time he went the opposite way. His first 2 previous at-bats were just ground outs to the second baseman, and that is a single and an RBI in the score. The run is Mikey Teasley, and the batter now will be Peyton Witter. Peyton hit the home run that gave the Wildcats the lead early in the game, last inning. As that pitch grazes him, and down to first will go Peyton Witter. So the Wildcats picking up some base runners here. They've scored a run. They have them at first and second, and that's going to be it for Caleb. He's going to have to come out of the ball game as second mound visit, and we'll have a new pitcher on the mound for White House Heritage. We appreciate Lynn Hart, Okies Sports Grill, and Hart Construction Company for helping us with our broadcast down here in Alabama. 3 different fields, and we've gotten a chance to broadcast 3 ball games to date. Wildcats are 2-0, but this one probably another exciting one. Yesterday was a 2-0 win. Good job by their pitcher. I mean, Blake, good job by their pitcher. I didn't know if we were going to break through against him.
Yeah, he was really good. So, he was throwing very good balls, super fast. I think he was throwing 82, which is pretty good. And he threw really well. His curveball was excellent. I mean, super accurate. It was awesome.
And he's kind of running out of gas here now, and let's see what happens here. The Wildcats will have runners at first and second. 1 run in. Oak Ridge on top, 2-1. Wildcats have now even the hit total at 6 apiece. And Peyton, who hit a home run his last time, got hit. You know, what a play by Mikey Teasley a moment ago. I mean, just a fantastic play.
Yeah, I wish I got the whole thing on camera because that thing, it was stellar. It was stellar play. He just fully laid out for that ball. It looked like something from a movie.
It's something, you know, I say this all the time, and this is, I'm not just trying because you're sitting next to me, but it is hard to do a baseball game with one camera. And the ball, especially that ball, was hit like a shot up the third base line, and Mikey just made a great play on it. And I don't know how much of the play you got, and I know I'm not describing it super well, but it was a fantastic play by Mikey. And Mikey has also given his team the lead now, 2-1, so Mikey having a good game.
Yeah, he's really putting the team on his shoulders a little bit on this one. But, I mean, the whole team's playing well, but Mikey is really standing out right now.
New pitcher in the ball game. We'll check what his name is here in a second. As I'm going to put the mic down here, the music is rolling here. Wildcats on top 2-1 as we continue to bat in the top of the 6th inning. Welcome back once again to Fairhope High School in Fairhope, Alabama. The Wildcats have taken a 2-1 lead over White House Heritage. Our friends from Middle Tennessee taking on the Wildcats here. The batter is going to be for the Wildcats Richie Ferreira. Richie in the game is 0 for 2, grounded out to second, and a strikeout victim. Not exactly sure what this conversation is about. But as the umpire, the home plate umpire, and the new pitcher, Cameron Jackson. Cam Jackson started in right field this ball game, has moved to the mound. As Richie steps in, the Wildcats have runners at first and second. Looks like we might have a courtesy runner in the ball game for the Wildcats as Richie bats and pitches down low, a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Coach Free barking out the play. Left-handed hitter, 1 ball, no strikes to Richie. Fakes the throwback. Kipton Fagan has come in to run for the Wildcats. He's running for Peyton Witter, which means we might see Peyton come in to pitch in the bottom half of this inning. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Cam Welch, the lead runner at second. Kipton Fagan, freshman, is the base runner at first. New pitcher for White House is Cameron Jackson. 1 ball, no strikes. Cameron comes to the plate. That's outside and low. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out here in the 6th inning. The Wildcats have plated a run to retake the lead. 2-1 on the Mikey Teasley RBI. Actually, he scores, and Cam Welch knocked him in with the single to the opposite field. That pitch is way up high, and 3 balls and no strikes to Richie Ferreira. Pitch. There's a called strike. Richie thought it was ball 4. Probably should have stood there a while. You don't want to make the umpire mad. Kipton Fagan at first. Cam Welch is down at second. Richie Ferreira, 3 balls and 1 strike to him. The pitch to the senior. Cut on and missed. That's one thing that Richie does. Richie, when he swings, he releases his hand off the bat when he swings through a pitch. Cam Jackson has come back to make it a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wind's starting to pick up again. That pitch is hit in the air, foul. Over towards the White House Heritage dugout and out of play. Wind's picking up. It's moving from left to right as we broadcast here from Fairhope. Richie back in. Base runners not being held on at first. Kipton takes his lead. 3-2 pitch. They do chase Cam back to the bag at second. There's 1 out here in the 6th inning. 2-1 Wildcats. Oak Ridge trying to go 3-0 in this tournament. Pitch. Hit in the air once again. Foul territory over towards the concession stand. And out of play. Caleb Reichert doing our scoreboard work in between coughing spells. Blake Woody doing camera work for us. Going to need some more baseballs, and they'll swing them out of the Oak Ridge dugout to the umpire. Oak Ridge will play a game immediately following this game. Richie back in a moment as the umpire resupplies his supply of baseballs. I haven't seen many thrown back in from outside when they've gone in foul territory. Richie back in. I'm sure his grandparents are watching in California, as they always do. Pitch, hit in the air again. Foul and out of play. Over into the parking lot, this time a little deeper. Takes a long bounce and rolls pretty far away. And the count remains at 3-2. Cameron Jackson, the second pitcher used by White House Heritage. Steps back in, does Richie. A 3-2 pitch upcoming once again. Not this time, chasing Cam back to the bag at second. Good turnout of Oak Ridge fans once again for this tournament. We had, 40 yesterday at least. I don't know quite as many today. Pitch to Richie is ball 4, and that is loading the bases. So Richie does another good job working. Got a couple of foul balls, 3 or 4 foul balls just to stay alive and earn the walk, and the Wildcats have the bases loaded. And the batter is Carson Fagan. Carson was a strikeout victim in the second inning, picked up a single in the fourth. The Wildcats on top 2-1. Both teams have 6 hits apiece. Wildcats have 1 error. Carson the batter. Infield is in on the grass for Whitehouse. 1 out. Timeout is asked for by Carson. Carson will be followed by Cy Stevens in the Wildcat lineup. Pitcher of record to this point. Pitch to Carson. Outside corner for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. I like this vantage point. We're in the shade. Not much going on. Cool day. Near the beach. Watching Oak Ridge baseball. Pitch to Carson. Stays up high. That evens the count at 1-1 strike. Appreciate Lynn Hart with Okie Sports Grill and Hart Construction Company. 1-1 strike, the pitch. That's ball 2. No place to put Carson. The bases are loaded. Cam Welch is the lead runner at third. Wildcats have Kipton Fagan, little brother of Carson the batter. He's at second. Richie Ferreira at first. Pitch. That's ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. So as I said, no place to put Carson Fagan. Wildcats could use some more insurance. It's getting late. We're in the top of the 6th inning in a 2-1 ball game. Carson back in. 3-1 pitch from Cameron Jackson. There's a called strike. Nice pitch. Fans off to my right didn't like it, but it looked like a good one for me. It was about knee high on the outer half of the plate, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carson back in. Jackson trying to end this inning, and he does get a strikeout swinging of Carson Fagan. So there's 2 outs now. And the batter now will be Cy Stevens. Let's see what Cy has done on the day. He struck out looking his last time, flew out to left his first time, so he is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Cameron Jackson in relief. Pitch way inside. And as baseball players would say on a pitch like that, wear it. It means take the hit. Easier said than done when we're sitting up here. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, bases full of Wildcats. 1 run in on the RBI single by Cam Welch, plating Mikey Teasley, who doubled with 1 out to start this inning. Cy back in, ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Timeout is asked for now by the pitcher and the shortstop getting together. Kind of an unusual conversation. They'll have that conversation. And back to the mound will go Cameron Jackson. Second pitcher used, as I mentioned. Cy back in. Cy's gone all the way for the Wildcats. We might see him come out after this because Peyton was removed as a runner. As that pitch is cut on and missed, and that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Gridge dugout making noise to our right. Whitehouse's dugouts to our left down the third base side. 1-1 pitch. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike as that pitch is down low. 2 outs, bases full of Wildcats. Low scoring game. We had one yesterday, 2-0. Pitchers duel. Mikey Teasley with 12 strikeouts. Complete game shutout. 2-1 pitch. That's up high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Umpire gave us the indication. We could see that it was high, but it was right at Cy's shoulder level. Cy's a big boy, but it was above his shoulders. 3 balls and 1 strike. Cameron Jackson, the wind, the pitch. Hit in the air to center field, pretty deep. Back to the fence. Bat ball is going, and that is a grand slam for Cy Stevens. That ball got up and out and gone. A grand slam for Cy Stevens and the Wildcats, just like that, have the lead, 6-1. 2 home runs in the ball game. The grand slam by Cy Stevens. The ball just kept going over the center field fence. Center fielder went back as far as he could go, and Oak Ridge has blown it open here in the 6th inning with a 6-1 lead now, and the batter will be Cam Britton. I have a feeling we'll be talking to Cy after the ball game.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Pitch to Cam Britton, bounce to the plate, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. 6-1 Wildcats, and what was a pitcher's duel. The Wildcats have put 5 on the board this inning. There's a 1-1 game heading into this inning. Grand slam. That pitch, a called strike at the belt, and Britton has a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Cam had a single his last time. Strikeout victim in his first at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Cut on and missed. I could see the frustration when the ball was hit in the air by the new relief pitcher, Cameron Jackson. You could see that he was frustrated because he really made a pretty good pitch, but Cy got the bat extended and hit it over the center field fence. And there's a strikeout of Cam Britton, and that is out number 3. But very productive inning for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge gets 4 RBIs from Cy Stevens on the grand slam and an RBI single from Cam Welch, and the Wildcats now lead White House Heritage 6-1. And we'll be back to Fairhope, Alabama in a moment. Welcome back once again to Fairhope, Alabama. The Wildcats now up 6-1 over the Patriots. And Cy Stevens will stay on the mound for the Wildcats. I kind of thought they might take him out, bring Peyton in, but Cy's been cruising, and now he's got a 5-run cushion to work with, and he falls behind 1 ball, no strikes to Nate Dixon. Nate is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to Cy in the first inning and grounded out, or actually lined out to second back in the 4th inning. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grand slam for Cy Stevens. He's the pitcher of record. Stays in. The 1-strike pitch is up high, and the count is 1-1. Of course, this is a doubleheader. The Wildcats will have 1 more game following this one. First, trying to win their 3rd game of this tournament. Pitch is hit right back to Cy. He feels it, throws on the first. Cam Welch is equal to the task, and that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Second time that Nate has grounded out to Cy. That is out number 1 in the 6th. And the batter, the scheduled hitter, is Caden Wagner. Yeah, not sure. Right-handed hitter. Pitch, oh boy. Well, probably. It might have been considered a little outside. I think he had to look and see how tall the batter was. It was right at belt level. That pitch is hit to right field. Richie Ferreira in, now out. Backs up on it, makes the catch. So 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th inning in a 6-1 ball game. And the batter now will be, well, this is not Camden Payne. This is a different batter. He steps in, batting from the right side. Cy trying to get him 1-2-3 for the 3rd time this game. He struck out the lower third of the order in the 2nd inning. Got him 1-2-3 in the 3rd. He's retired the first 2 batters he's faced here. And evens the count with that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker Free with the sign. The pitch hit foul back to the screen. The count is 1-2. Pleasant day here. I think we should get him some NyQuil or Benadryl. What should we get him?
Maybe some NyQuil so he'll sleep, and we won't have to talk to him.
Two-strike pitch, hit foul, back to the netting on the first base side. Retrieved by assistant coach Jeremiah Ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody aboard. 6-1 Wildcats. Pitch hit well to left field. Left fielder Cam Britton back to the fence. He makes the one-handed grab for out number 3. Ball was hit well, but out. So we go to the top half of the 7th inning here at Fairhope, Alabama. The Wildcats on top of White House Heritage out of Middle Tennessee by a score of 6-1. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Fairhope, Alabama. The Wildcats on top 6-1. The Wildcats scoring a solo run in the 5th, 5 in the 6th. The grand slam by Cy Stevens. The big blow for the Wildcats. Wildcats had another RBI single from Cam Welch to plate another run. And we'll see, looking at the RBIs here, Peyton Witter, of course, with his home run. I don't want to take anything away from Peyton's, little one-run home run compared to Cy's grand slam. The pitch to Warren East. He bunts it right back to the pitcher, and they throw him out. Warren, uncharacteristic, is 0 for 4. Tried to get the bunt down. Not a bad idea with his speed, but easily thrown out. The batter will be Parker Free. It's interesting that the first 2 guys who normally are very productive for the Wildcats have been very quiet today. Parker is 0 for 3 in the ballgame. A fly out to center field, a ground out to short, and a strikeout. He bats here in a 6-1 game in the 7th inning. Pitch is a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Nobody aboard, no one out, actually, in the 7th inning. In a 6-1 ball game with the Wildcats in the lead. Pitch hit in the air, foul, back over the top of us, and out of play. No, I think it was some other little building behind us. There was a crunching noise. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking pitch stays high and tight, and the count is 1-2. He'll be the number 9 hitter, and then the top of the order for White House Heritage in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch, just a little bit high. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cameron Jackson in his first full inning of work for White House Heritage. 1 out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Parker back in, 2-2 pitch to him. That's down low, a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As I mentioned, we won't be able to finish this tournament. The Oak Ridge boys basketball team's in the state tournament beginning tomorrow at 8:15 Eastern time against Walker Valley. We'll be heading to Murfreesboro's Parker Walks. He's on base for the first time today. And the batter will be Mikey Teasley. Mikey's had a really good game. He walked in the first inning, singled in the 3rd inning, doubled, and started the Wildcats barrage in the 5th inning, or the 6th inning, I guess, and he scored a run as the Wildcats lead at 6-1, and he bats here with a runner at first. 1 out. As I mentioned, Mikey, 2 for 2 with a walk. Steps in. Pitch to the plate. Low and inside. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Andy Hudson is the courtesy runner at first. Pitch is hit on the ground to the second baseman. They got 1, they've got 2. That's a double play. So Mikey Teasley hits into a double play, but his work has been a good one today, and the Wildcats need 3 outs to come home with their 3rd win of this tournament. Wildcats lead it by a score of 6-1. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. We appreciate our sponsor for this particular tournament, Lynn Hart with Okie Sports Grill, along with Hart Construction Company, He wants to wish the Wildcats well, not only at this tournament, but throughout the season, and hopefully back to the state tournament again as they were positioned last year with a great season a year ago. Cy Stevens is going to return to the mound. The Wildcats hoping to get their second consecutive complete ball game as Cy, the senior, strolls out to the hill. Wildcats on top 6-1. Parker a little late coming out of the dugout. It'll be Oak Ridge trying to get the final 3 outs here in the 7th inning. 6-1 Wildcats. We'll be back in a moment. Went out here in the 7th inning. Fly ball out to left field. That's the first out here in the 7th. Wildcats need 2 more outs to secure a win. Cy Stevens facing a left-handed hitter who went out here in the 7th inning in a 6-1 ball game. Trying to go all the way for the Wildcats. I don't know what his pitch count is, and that pitch is up high. 2 balls and no strikes. You know he wants to finish the game, especially with a doubleheader. Two balls, no strikes. Pitch. Inside. Corner for a called strike. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. I agree with the scorekeeper. He had already put up 3 balls. Kind of a little delay on the strike call. Pitch is cut on and missed, and that evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats on top 6-1. Cy has the sign from Parker Free. Looks like the fielders are the same. There's called strike 3, and that is out number 2, and the Wildcats are 1 out away from a victory. Strikeout number 5 for Cy Stevens. And the batter, I believe, will be Justin Smith. He scored the lone run for maybe his runner did, the lone run for White House Heritage back in the 5th inning. And he takes a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Wildcats have out hit Heritage 7-6. The pitch is hit foul back to the screen. Two strikes the count. Cy 1 strike away from victory here. 2 outs, nobody aboard in the 7th. Pitch bounced in front of the plate, and the count is 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. That's up high. 2-2, the count. 1 out away from victory here. There'll be the 3rd win for the Wildcats down in Alabama. Remember, the boys' state basketball tournament is tomorrow. There's called strike 3, and that's your ball game. The Wildcats win it by a final score of 6-1. The Wildcats improve their mark to 3-0 here at the tournament. And let's see. Not sure if we're on or not on our YouTube, so I'll stop on the tape right here.